Imagine this. You buy a floating machine for $50 million. Not a house, not a company, a machine that lives on water. It's massive. It crosses oceans. It carries the world on its back. From a distance, it looks powerful, untouchable. But here's the problem. The moment it stops moving, you start losing money. Not small money, not something you can ignore. Thousands every single day. Fuel, crew salaries, maintenance, insurance. Even when it's doing nothing, it's still costing you. And the worst part? You can't just pause it. A ship is alive in a different way. It must be monitored, maintained, managed. Even silence is expensive. So here's the real question. Why would anyone buy a ship? And even more important, do ship owners actually make money or just survive the storm? Owning a ship sounds powerful. You imagine control, global trade, endless money moving across oceans. You picture yourself at the center of something massive. Because the truth is simple. Almost everything you own came on a ship. Your phone, your clothes, your laptop, even food. The modern world doesn't move on roads. It moves on water. Over 80% of global trade travels across oceans. And this didn't start today. Centuries ago, empires were built on ships. The British Empire didn't become powerful by land. They controlled the sea. Trade routes meant power. Ships meant dominance. So naturally, you think, if I own a ship, I own the system. But reality hits fast, because ships don't print money, they burn money. A modern container ship can cost between $50 million to over $150 million. That's just the beginning. Every day it sails, it burns fuel worth $20,000 to $100,000. And that depends on oil prices, which you don't control. Now, imagine the ship is delayed or stuck at port, or worse, no cargo. An empty ship is not neutral. It's a loss, still burning money, still paying crew, still aging. Time is not your friend here. It's your biggest cost. So again, why do people still invest? Ship owners don't make money the way you think. They don't just own ships, they rent them out. This is called chartering. Big companies like Maersk and Mediterranean Shipping Company don't always own all their ships. They control logistics, but ownership, that's often someone else. Think of it like real estate. You own the building, someone else runs the business inside. But here's where it gets dangerous. Shipping rates don't stay stable. They rise and collapse fast, and no one can perfectly predict when. During the COVID-19 pandemic, something almost unbelievable happened. Ports were blocked, workers stayed home, supply chains broke, the world slowed down, but demand didn't stop. People kept buying, and suddenly, shipping became the bottleneck. A container that used to cost $2,000 jumped to over $15,000, in some routes even higher. Ship owners were making insane profits, daily profits that looked unreal. Some ships paid themselves in months. It felt like easy money. It felt like a new era. But shipping has a pattern, and that pattern always returns. Shipping is not stable. It moves in cycles. Boom, then collapse. Growth, then pain. After the pandemic, demand dropped. Ports cleared. Factories stabilized, and suddenly there were too many ships and not enough cargo, so prices crashed hard. This is not new. Back in 2008, during the global financial crisis, the same story played out. Before the crash, everyone was optimistic. Trade was growing. Banks were lending freely. Ship orders exploded. More ships, bigger ships, faster ships. Then suddenly, everything slowed down. Trade dropped, but the ships, they were still coming. Too many ships, not enough goods. Prices crashed. Some ships were making less than their daily cost, meaning every journey was a loss. Companies started breaking, debt piled up, and then came one of the biggest shocks, Hanjin Shipping. When it collapsed, ships were stranded,
Ports refused them, cargo was trapped, billions of dollars frozen in the ocean. So now you see the tension: profit versus collapse, opportunity versus disaster, timing versus bad luck. So again, why would anyone still buy ships? Because the real game is not shipping, it's timing. Smart ship owners don't chase hype, they wait. When the market crashes, when ships are cheap, when fear is everywhere, that's when they move. Quietly, no noise, no headlines, just positioning. Then they wait again, months, sometimes years, watching, because shipping rewards patience, but punishes impatience. After 2008, some investors bought ships at half price. People laughed at them. It looked like a bad decision, but cycles don't stay down forever. When demand returned, those ships became gold. This is the hidden strategy. Buy when no one wants ships, earn when everyone needs them. It's not about owning a ship, it's about surviving long enough to catch the next wave. But survival is the hardest part. Owning a ship is like holding risk in motion. It never stops. First, fuel prices. When oil rises, costs explode instantly. You can't pause operations. You must keep moving, even if it hurts. Second, accidents. The ocean is unpredictable. Ships collide, run aground, catch fire, and sometimes one mistake changes everything. Like the evergreen Suez Canal blockage. One ship, one moment, blocked the Suez Canal, and suddenly global trade froze, billions lost in days. So third, regulations. The world is changing. Cleaner fuel, lower emissions, good for the planet, but expensive for owners. New engines, new systems, more cost. Fourth, time. Ships age. Every year they lose value. After 20 to 25 years, they are no longer assets. They become scrap, broken down on distant shores. And finally, uncertainty. Weather, politics, war, trade restrictions, all outside your control. So again, you ask yourself, is this really worth it? Here's the truth most people don't see. The biggest profits don't always go to ship owners. They go to banks financing the ships, logistics giants controlling routes, traders moving goods across borders. Ship owners? They carry the weight. They take the risk, but the reward? Not always guaranteed. But the best ones understand something deeper. Shipping is not about control. It's about endurance. So, is owning a ship worth it? Yes, if you understand the cycles, if you survive the losses, if you wait for the right moment. But if you don't, that $50 million ship becomes a floating liability, burning money in the middle of the ocean. And that's the real truth. The ocean doesn't care how much you invested. It only rewards those who can survive the storm. So, next time you see a ship on the ocean, ask yourself, is it making money or losing it?